My name's Heath Pinter. I'm out of Long Beach, California. I work with Saddlemen, and I built the Sportster S. At Saddlemen, we have a lot of time on the RevMax platform with our race bikes, with the Pan Ams that we developed into hooligan bikes. So after putting as much time into those as we did, I just kind of always bounced around in my head the idea of doing a more street-friendly one. So this project used a lot of the development and products from our race bikes, and I just retrofitted them onto the Sportster platform. It's all about being honest, and that Sportster S isn't a really conducive bike to build. It comes very small and stubby, and it's a weird bike to turn into, the bike that I built. But we did it all in-house in Saddlemen. So every element of it was in-house, from paint, all the bodywork, the carbon fiber, the seat, everything. So I'm really proud of that. I knew that I was really rolling the dice with the RevMax, it being the newest drivetrain in the Harley family. And again, in that model, I think it would have been a lot more accepted if it was a Pan Am. Anytime you start off with a Sportster, let's be real, just a lineage, which I'm a fan of the Sportster lineage, but it's an entry-level bike for a lot of people, or for smaller stature riders. It's never like the macho build by any means. So yeah, coming in with the Sportster, it's definitely a step in the wrong direction initially. Like, I highly doubt anybody's built a Sportster for Hot Bike Tour. It's just not something you would be your first choice. And to be honest, I really expected more negative feedback and kind of some more shit talk, and I didn't get any, and that really surprised me, actually. And it's probably obviously happening, but but no, it's it was definitely a roll the dice to build a Sportster for, stack up next to these bikes out there. And the other builders are just so unreal, and they always build cool stuff. So it was a little nerve-wracking, hoping that the Sportster turned into something cool enough to even park next to theirs. It's been a great bike to ride, unbelievable. And I've been fortunate to ride Pan Americas on the road, and so I'm familiar with the RevMax, drivetrain itself, but in this configuration, and the Sportster was really cool. It was really lending to the tune and all the performance stuff we put on the bike, and it's just, I'm more than happy with how comfortable it is. And the performance is unreal on the RevMax platform. Getting to the event itself was cool, because we rode from Saddlemen, from the shop, so I'm doing the whole tour from home and back. So I guess in terms of excitement, leaving the house, you're always a little excited, but then catching up with everybody and then seeing everybody in one spot and starting the trip, that might have been the most exciting spot. The route's been really good too. Like, everything we've rode so far has been really, really good. We got Zion really good at sunset with perfect weather. We rode through Prescott Valley, and some of, those areas outside of Phoenix are unreal. Flagstaff is always great. I like twisty roads or windy roads, the more turns the better. And this has been great. There's been a lot of desert stretches, but what's been great is every time we get through a desert stretch, we get into something windy, which it's been very balanced. I think that Jordan did a great job of mapping out a good route, and it's been entertaining the whole time. It's actually going by super fast. Being invited was such an honor anyways, and then seeing who the other builders were, I was very, very honored and excited to be a part of that, just to stack up those guys, the guys I've always looked up to as well. And then your buddies coming along. My buddy Mike came in from Canada. The crew from Saddlemen came along, and if anything, it's been kind of wild how many people there are to ride with on Hot Bike. It's so many people, and so many of your buddies. We've kind of been breaking off in factions, so it's cool to catch up and do a little bit of leg with, Brandon and the Speed Merchant guys, and then jump over with the FXR Division guys, and then, so it's just a lot, but unbelievable crew, and any excuse to get guys actually out and moving and riding motorcycles. I'm a huge fan of that. My favorite build, Torch, Justin Coleman's build. Like I said, I'm familiar with the bike. I've seen it coming together. I'm just a huge fan of fabrication at that level. And his team over there is unbelievable. Christian Sosa's build is right there. I mean, so is Mike's, all of them. But just the styling and everything that went into Justin's bike just really hit me. I like every element of it, and that's rare. I've never done the Hot Bike Tour. So I was really excited to come back around and to be a part of it. I'm a big fan of seeing motorcycles in motion more so than just being stagnant or, don't get me wrong, I love going to motorcycle shows, but it's so much better to see a bike get put together and actually see it in motion or riding next to people, your buddies or whatever that just built this, beautiful motorcycle. Like I love that system.